So Nick today, 2022, is, well, first of all, I'm 34 years old, which is really hard to believe. And I think the pandemic changed all of us. You know, we changed, whether or not we wanted to. I think we had to change. And I had to kind of get used to just being home with myself. And then, you know, I got married, which was great, and I kind of fell into the rhythm of a new life, which was very, very important and very much needed. It also facilitated a much more creative lifestyle. I had been sort of living in a little bit of a chaotic time for a while, and it was a little bit of a roadblock for my music and my understanding of how to express myself. So the last little while, year and a half, has been wonderful, not just for lifestyle, but for creativity. I've written so much music, and I've really become the person I wanted to become. In fact, you know, this is the time when I decided no beard, and this is the time I got a hat. But this is who I am now, and it's great. I feel comfortable in my own skin, and now that I'm back on tour, playing for people again, and getting to play my music, I feel like everything is kind of back where it needs to be. But getting used to that again, and you know, now I have another band I play in. I'm trying to sing. I'm evolving as a musician and as a person. It's great. Going way back, I started playing guitar when I was 14, and it kind of happened unexpectedly. I had a neighbor who had moved in 2 houses down, and one day I was on the front porch of my home, and I could hear him playing guitar from his basement window. So I just kind of sat there and listened to him, and it was very exciting because in the place I live, nothing ever happened. It's very quiet. You know, I grew up in a very, very small town of maybe, I don't know, 1,000 people, maybe less than 1,000 people. So it was sort of like a scene out of a movie where, you know, the bored kid in the suburbs finds something that changes his life. So eventually we became friends. I would see him outside. He was a year older than me, so I saw him outside, you know, skateboarding or walking to school or something, and I eventually went over and asked if I could watch him play guitar or talk about guitar, because I was interested in it. I had wanted to play when I was a kid, but it never worked out. And I went down to his basement with him, and he showed me what he was doing, and it was very, very exciting. It kind of changed my life. It was almost like the first time I'd seen color or something. And then I came home and I asked my parents if I could maybe get a guitar for my birthday that year when I had turned 14. And that was it. It changed my life. So that's how it all started. And then from there, I just slowly learned and developed as a player. Then I was teaching for quite a while when I was quite young, maybe 20 until 25 or so. And then I'd put a couple albums out in that time. But shortly after, I decided if I'm going to do this, I'm going to commit 100% to it. So I quit any work I had and focused on just making an album, which was my third album, Atomic Mind, which then started to break a little bit more into the sort of world of guitar players, and people started to talk more about it. Then released another one, Remarkably Human, and another one, Wide Eyes, and then Young Language. So it was just sort of a slow progression. But in the midst of all that, I had met some very interesting people, and I had some good relationships with people, which led me to working with gear companies and then eventually Schecter, and you know, the rest is kind of history. I'll find a way home.